grid as they wait for the lights to go out. The revs are building. Let's go racing!
Everybody's doing a brand new dance time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, punters of all ages, we welcome you to the grand final, the final race of Will-to-Will Split 4 at the home of motorsport in Australia, the Mecca, the God Mountain at Mount Panorama in Bathurst. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the oil-blooded, fuel-fired race fans of Australia come to worship their gods in red and blue. And tonight we've got 43 action-packed laps to bring you all live. Joining me in comms is the mighty man Tombo. Welcome, Tombo.
Good evening, Devil. Great to be here.
Thanks for joining us, Tombo. World renowned for being the fastest cripple in Australia. And on visuals we have Ando. Welcome, Ando.
Yeah, he couldn't remember to do my RSVP for me though, could he? Anyway, we won't talk about that. G'day,
well,
guys.
we said the fastest. We said the fastest, not the smartest. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is 5:30 and we are ready to kick this thing off right now. So we're not going to waste any time. We are starting the race. So let's find out who we're going to jump on with. We've got a few guys on the second and third row that are going to be starting well. Why don't we jump on with Tooligan in that Jag, because he is going to jump on.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Can't wait for this. Gonna be exciting.
So Tooligan's on the front row.
What about Viper?
Yeah, let's jump on with Viper.
Championship leader. Did race this. Took the side.
So the first corner here is always a bit tiptoey. We're either going to see lots of action or we're going to see these guys. Oh, DCE!
DCE. Back to that side.
Could be a stuck on the grid, was it?
Yeah, it is, yep. So we will red flag this one and we'll start again. Well, Gran Turismo never fails to disappoint, guys.
No. Classic.
The old handbrake glitch, eh?
All right, they're ticking back in now. Let's hope we don't have to reset the grid, because we'd like to just get underway again really quickly.
See quite a few starting on mediums there, can't we?
Yeah, I noticed Tooligan was on 8, he switched to soft. So maybe he was just warming up on mediums. But I think the highest person started on mediums is Soulslayer, who is started from 5th, I think.
Yeah, those front guys on softs should easily pull away, shouldn't they? At the start, and they're gonna need to, obviously, as well.
It's hard to say, really, to be honest, because if you're starting on mediums, then generally you're going to do a shorter stint on the mediums, so you really have an opportunity to use more fuel. So if you're going to use more fuel, you're going to go faster, and the guys on mediums could well be able to keep up. So it looks as though the grid is set as it should be, so we will kick this thing in the guts again.
Take two.
Take two.
Take two.
All right, let's see how we go. Who's going to get the whole shot? You would have to say Heavy Haulers is on pole and on the inside. That Merc jumps off the line pretty well, so...
But the outside is often the better one for this first turn. So,
It's going to depend who's the bravest, I think.
yeah.
All right, so on board with Viper's Fang again. Let's see how we go at number 2. Revs are rising. I can hear that McLaren revving. And away we go. And DCE's out again.
Did anyone get impacted? No, I think they're all the way.
I think
Action there at turn 1.
DCE is not... I can't see DCE anywhere.
No, he did out, I think. I think he exited. Because he realised he can get off the grid.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, that's
Alright,
unfortunate.
intelligent. Side by side.
So away we go. Heavy Haulers leading them up the mountain for the first time in that beautiful Dick Johnson Racing livery. And all the way really nicely there, so no great dramas.
Yeah, very clean start. Very good to say in a 90-minute enduro.
This is across the top of the mountain here is where Soul Slayer in that WRX will really make some imposing ground on the other guys, because that thing really does hum through the tight twisty sections, and certainly down through here. And at the moment he is right in the slip of Viper's Fang, so he'll be able to challenge him going into breaks at the Caltex Chase for the first time.
Oh, he gets a bit sideways.
Yes, it's live and
First
well.
little touchy curse there.
That's a new devil, not me.
Sorry, Bob.
Unlucky.
Sorry, Soul.
Don't speak about Viper or Tooligan.
Tooligan's going really well, isn't he? Jeez, he's going well.
He is.
He's just fallen out of the slip, though, of Heavy Haulers now. So Heavy Haulers, what would be your strategy here, Tombo? You've fallen out of slip with the guy in front. Would you use a bit of extra fuel to get back up there, or would you just run your own pace?
Look, the Jag is slightly thirsty, so it depends how far out I am.
Well, he's back in the slip now, so I'd say he done it pretty quickly, so I'd say he's burnt a little bit extra just to get back up there.
He's just hung back to help his teammate out, I think. Very good tactics there.
Yeah, good
Although Fang's been left behind, so didn't quite work.
So opening lap, 2 minutes 10 standing start, that for Tooligan, 2 minutes 9 for Heavy Haulers. These guys aren't hanging around.
No, certainly not.
Interested to see what these first 3 guys do with their soft stint, how many laps they'll do. 10, 11, 12, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, look, that's an interesting point you've made there too, Ando. So the front 3 are on softs. In 4th, we've got CS Packer with another beautiful Dick Johnson livery. He's on mediums. We've got Viking Racer in the Corvette on mediums, as well as Urgent PD, and pretty much the rest of the field. So yeah, only the front 3 on softs at this stage, and everyone else on mediums. Hard to say which one will give the advantage towards the end of the race, but certainly a lot of people wanting to get their medium stint over and done with. And at the front of the field at the moment, Heavy Haulers has really opened up a gap through the top of that mountain there. He's 1.5 seconds clear. So showing some real pace in that Merc and making use of those soft tyres.
Tyres are pretty good too. Out of the front 3, Tooligan's used slightly more fuel. Viper and Heavy are pretty even, I think. So perhaps
he's used a bit more to try and keep up with Heavy. So these guys will be wanting to get anywhere between 9 and 11 laps off their soft tyres, depending on how well they can manage their rubber. So if you can
Yeah.
manage it really well and make it last 11 laps, then that's what you'd do. If you can't manage it as well, then you'd be doing sort of the 9 or 10 laps on them.
Definitely.
So Ando, you've got some information on the liveries as well. Do you have Heavy Hauler's card there that you can bring up?
Yeah, I do.
So Viper's in the fence. So Viper has hit the fence. Coming out of
Well, let's just, before we jump on that card, Viper's Fang's in 10th. Have we got a replay on that, Ando?
Yeah, we'll try. Go back and have a look at him coming up through Griffins. He gets on the gas out of Griffins. Now he's coming up into the cutting. Oh, he's actually clipped the fence before
on the
the entry
outside.
to the cutting. Yeah, that's really, really bizarre. That's
So on the
Channel 9
inside?
Camaro territory there, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
okay. Well,
Camaro back in the 80s nearly left the track. But that's a really obscure one because he was just nudging the wall, and it just was like it came out and bit him.
well, he's now 17 seconds off the leader, 3.5 seconds off the guy in front. So it's early days yet. He's still got 40 odd laps to make that ground up, but certainly didn't need that at the start of the race.
That
Yeah, he's
could
one
be
of the
big.
main contenders for the DIV4 title too. So
That could be big for the championship.
yeah.
Yeah, he is. So we might have a look at some of these liveries, and then Tombo will get you to cap the Div4 title. But let's have a look at. Tell us about Heavy Hauler's livery, Ando.
Yeah, I'll just bring it up now. It's the Ford EB Falcon driven by Dick Johnson in the V8 supercars, obviously, way back in the day. And he's saying that, a super iconic early 90s livery, and was really the kickstart of the Ford versus Holden era.
Yeah, certainly in the V8 supercars, it really was. And I remember early on, Dick Johnson certainly did come out of the gates charging in the V8s. He's always been a horsepower man, so he never turned up lacking horsepower to any race. And when we all went to V8s, I'm sure he absolutely relished it. But as we say that, Tooligan has actually closed the gap on him now by half a second, so he's almost back within slip, and clearly burning a bit of fuel to get there. So he might be running a shorter might be forced to run a shorter stint at this point just to keep up with him. But these two guys are absolutely clearing out from the rest of the pack now. They're 6 seconds clear of third place. So who is? Tell us about the title contenders for Split 4, Tombo. Who needs to put in a good performance here?
Nice. So we've got three main contenders. Viper's Fan, who unfortunately just hit the fence. He's in the lead at the moment. Then we got Renegade. Unfortunately, didn't have the best qualifying Renegade, so has a bit of work to do in this race. And then we have CS Packer, who was nowhere in the first half of the championship, but has managed to really pull his way back into this title.
Yeah,
So
and although
basically,
he's the furthest back in third
Yep.
place, but he's the best positioned in this race. So this is
Yeah.
really
Yes.
tightening up.
So third at the
So-
moment in that Lexus, and another beautiful Dick Johnson livery. Can you guys tell that I might be a Dick Johnson fan?
Yeah, bloody Queenslanders.
no.
Is it a little bit
Yeah.
obvious?
Bloody
I'm a massive
pancakes.
DJR fan as well, mate. So yeah, we got Tombo covered on that front.
Well,
You've had real.
well, CS Packer's
Yeah.
just posted his quickest lap too, so as that fuel goes down, he's on the mediums, which would explain why Heavy Haulers and Tooligan are sprinting away at the moment. And obviously when he changes on softs and they change on mediums, circumstances will change. But certainly with a few different strategies to play out here, we could see a very interesting roll through this race as they do unfold, Tombo.
Definitely. Anything could happen. It's Bathurst, baby.
So
Bathurst, 90 minutes.
of these drivers that are here, and you would know yourself, it's not easy to get 11 laps on the soft tyres around this track. So of the drivers that are here, who would you be backing to do 11 laps?
But this first stint, I don't think Tooligan can. Don't think he has the fuel. I'd say Heavy. Heavy's looking really good on fuel and tyres. Good pace. Everyone else is medium running, so they'll be in pretty soon, I'd say. They won't do 11 and medium.
I'm just watching the way Heavy's shifting at the moment. He's shifting at about the halfway mark, which tells me he's not conserving the fuel to make it to 11 laps.
Yeah, but he has more fuel than Tooligan, and I haven't driven the most, but it's not as thirsty as the Jag, for example.
Yeah, you to make it to 11 laps, you really need to be shifting earlier than the halfway mark. I'd say he's probably shooting for 10.
Interesting.
But we'll see. We'll see. And he's certainly got good pace.
Just to let you guys know, Viper's Fang with his little accident fell back into 8th. And guess who's in 7th? Renegade.
Oh, very interesting too, yes.
Under 4 seconds, the difference, and Fang's taken a bit of time out of him too. So those two DIV4 contenders for the title are going to be racing door to door shortly, I think.
And guys, I've just noticed too, Urgent PD is on fresh softs with a full tank of fuel. We missed his pit stop.
He just pitted lap 3? That's fair.
Yeah, okay, so he's clearly aiming for 10 laps on the... He's done 3 laps on the mediums and now aiming for 10 lap stints on the softs.
4-stopper.
Yeah.
Yep.
That Aston's very thirsty
Makes
too.
sense in the Aston, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's done his medium tyre stint now, so he is at full throttle all the way home.
And Humane save a little bit just to get 10 laps out of a tank, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he probably does.
Yeah. He's certainly not doing that at the moment. He is revving the guts out of that thing. So, I don't know, perhaps he's planning on doing an extra pit stop and going for pace.
Yeah.
But just in front of him is Humane once, and he must have had an issue as well because he is he's 3.5 seconds behind Viper's Fang now.
Yeah, he is. What happened? Last lap was a 2:06.5. So maybe something.
Moment, yep.
Something's happened.
Well, look, if you look at all of his laps, the 2:07s and 2:08s, maybe he could be one of the guys. No, I was going to say maybe he could be one of the guys that's doing the 15 lap strategy.
Nah,
but
not
looking at his
Super.
fuel usage, he doesn't know. So
Maybe
back up the front, Tooligan. We don't have a card for Tooligan, do we?
No. Oh, sorry, we
No?
do. We do.
We do.
Don't have
All right,
one.
let's bring up Tooligan's card.
Yeah, and this is actually the same livery that Fang's running as well.
Same team.
Same
And
team,
Tooligan's
same
just
livery.
gone purple too, by the way, through first sector.
So he's driving the Jaguar XJS livery, driven by John Goss and Armin Hain at Bathurst in the Group A touring cars, 1985. Back then, I think I remember these cars. Geez, I'm old.
Mate,
Group A touring
unfortunately,
cars. Yep, John
Yep.
Goss and Armin Hain.
I remember them too, so we're clearly of the same vintage. And as we say that too, he is now only 3/10 behind Heavy Haulers, who I think he hit the wall coming out of the cutting and cost himself a lot of time. So, oh no, Tooligan's in the dirt, but he's recovered it.
Nah,
but he is
he's
well and truly back in the slipstream now, so he has a good opportunity. And he's gone sideways through the dipper, or out of the
They
dipper,
both
so
did.
he's now lost that slipstream. So he had a good opportunity to save himself some fuel there. Let's see if he can get back up on the rear end of Heavy Haulers.
Good exit. Good exit.
Yeah, and he's chasing him down too. He will be back in that slip.
Yep.
He's now in the slip. So we've got a red hot battle shaping up at the front of this race now. Heavy Haulers has made that critical error and let Tooligan back in the race. That's one thing you don't want to do, because once this guy gets the bit between his teeth, he will run with it.
Oh mate, he is tenacious. You give him a sniff he'll just sit there, save fuel, and stick with you.
Oh,
He's in
he's a
the
dead.
box seat now. He's in the box
He's
seat
a-
now. He's just got
He
to
is.
the whole way around.
Yeah, and he is a dead set racer too. So he's using
Yeah.
a lot of fuel though. He's used almost a quarter of a tank more than heavy haulers to get to this point. So he's going to have to either save a lot of fuel now, or he will
Yeah.
be pitting well. Oh, he's going for the
Oh, he's
overtake.
gone for the move. Okay.
Joseph. Yeah, he's first
This is
lap.
exactly what Heavy needed him to do. This is work for heavy haulers. He would prefer this at the moment,
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, let's see
Yeah.
if he's got the pace. Maybe Tooley reckons he's backing himself here. Maybe he reckons he's got the pace to check out. Because the last thing he wants to do is tow haulers around. As we see, Packers left the room. That's a shame.
Did he? Oh no.
Oh, that is a shame.
Ah,
Well,
yeah.
if Tooligan's going to be pitting and doing less laps on a tank than Heavy, he needs to be going faster
Yeah.
because he's going to have
Well,
to do an extra pit stop. Oh,
Told
they
you
are.
12-on-1 to get into the front row for this race. So he's up the pace around here.
And
and he
guys,
used it.
back in fourth, ISA Renegade has moved past Viking Racer, and he's climbing up the field now. So he's now leading that charge of 3 for the split or the DIV4 championship. And with CS Packer out of the race, it is now a race of 2.
And he's put a car between himself and
Yeah.
Viper's Fang too. So
He has, yeah.
something's happened there.
So
And-
what is the
and-
difference in points between Renegade and Viper's Fang, Tombo?
Let me get that. Let me.
It gets
The difference
complicated because
is-
of their job rounds and whatnot. But yeah, there's not much.
Yeah, it gets hectic. So there's 102 points difference,
Yep.
and Renegade needs a minimum of 250 to tie it if Viper doesn't improve. on the
Oh, and just in
184.
front of him, Kingston has gone sideways out of Murray's, and Renegade's got another position. He's up into a podium now.
Ah, Renegade. He's taking this championship by the balls.
Let's jump
Yeah,
forward
look-
with Renegade,
Right.
Renegade and have a look at that replay. I might be able to catch this pass here, maybe.
Yep.
He comes into Murray's. He's well behind. Obviously, Kingston's going to have a moment here. Runs wide, gets very taily in that pug. Oh, and Renegade does well to avoid him. And just sails on past. So that was, scary moment, but it worked out well for Renegade.
Yeah, very well. And as they head up the mountain now and into the cutting, Kingston's got, he'll just sit in behind that mighty Corvette and hopefully get him to tow him down Conrod if he can stay with
he
him.
can
But
stay with him,
geez,
yeah.
he's got a bit sideways there out of the cutting, and Renegade's putting a bit of space on him now. So
Yeah, that Peugeot on worn tyres might not be much fun to drive.
well, they're not too worn at
guys.
the moment. He's on mediums, so they're okay.
Okay.
Tourism is
But he's
on
certainly
the
got
red
a lot.
light.
He's got a lot more fuel than
Yeah.
Renegade. Oh, he's wide again. Kingston is having a brain fade here in this lap.
That's Bathurst.
So,
Yeah, one-
he's got to regroup,
one
doesn't he?
slip.
Settle down and regroup.
Yeah. Tourism's in the red light, so he's in this light. Interesting strategy here.
He has gapped
Really?
heavy haulers too, over 2
He
seconds.
has. He's put the burners on, but
9 laps
he doesn't
stint,
have
eh?
the fuel.
Well, that can be done.
So he's
So
gonna do
9 laps
7
on-
on the medium at some point.
Yep.
Oh. That's not bad. No bad strat.
So Heavy will still have. Heavy's still got quite. He's got nearly a quarter of a tank of fuel. So
Yeah,
he
Heavy's
can
doing
do
at
another
least-
2 laps on these softs. It's
Yeah.
just whether or not he can drive the soft tyres as worn as they are after this many laps.
Yeah.
His lap times have dropped. They're 2 or 3 seconds slower than they were at the start of the race. So we're probably crossing that threshold where they lose their advantage, the advantage of going longer
The grip.
versus less grip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 7 laps on mediums in your medium stint might be the sweet spot. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, certainly at some point the mediums will start gripping better than the softs. So if we watch the gap between first and second now, because Renegade is on mediums, but his fuel is flashing, so he'll be pitting this lap. And I'm not seeing a big change in the gap at the moment, so it could be actually around the 9 or 10 lap mark is where the mediums start to get better, and at that point you're pitting. So
Yeah, Tooligan really needs a good outlap here, so he can gap haulers when he comes out of the pits. The last thing he wants is haulers in his slip. So hopefully,
absolutely.
Tooligan can have a good outlap. Looks like he's going all right. It's not too much traffic. Might even have a little bit of slip here across the top.
Viper's gained right up on Viking now. Just half a second between them. I'll be interested to see if there's team orders with Renegade and Viking.
We've missed a few.
Yeah.
We've missed a couple of other pit stops too. Back in 8th place, Soul Slayer in that WRX, he's made his pit stop. He's on softs.
And he's got the fastest lap. 2:08.
Yep.
Well done.
So after his early mishap, he's certainly starting to make amends for that now. He's 4 seconds behind.
Sorry,
You're right, mate. I was just going to say, Tooligan was leading the race, and Soul Slayer was only 4 seconds behind him at this point. So 5 seconds now. But so Soul Slayer has made up a lot of ground over the last 10 laps after his early mishap, and he could, he's finished his medium tyre stint, so he could be one to watch as we get towards the pointy end. Now we've got a couple of others pitting now, ISA Renegade being one of them, and Viking Racer is the other. So those guys are coming in and getting off their medium tyre stint, but Viking Racer's got a lot more fuel than Renegade.
About a second's worth.
Yeah. Viper's back into third.
And Soul Slayer's jumped both of those. Urgent PD is just crossing the start-finish line now. And coming around Hell Corner, he's jumped both of them as well. No, he hasn't jumped Renegade. Renegade's out.
Yeah.
Renegade's short-filled. He didn't fill his tank up. He only went just over 3/4.
That's interesting. I wonder...
Yeah, I wonder if that was a mistake, because surely you would want to do as many laps as possible on softs.
But Corvette, it's very thirsty. Like, it's got that power down low to help it feel safe, but it is very thirsty.
Oh,
So
absolutely. If you rev this thing out, then you'll be lucky to get 8 laps here.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
You might have suffered the dreaded pit glitch that throws you out before you finish refueling.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to say at this point. We'll wait and see how this plays out, but he's certainly not short shifting it. He's revving it out to halfway.
So the top 3 are going to be in this lap.
Haulers is in.
Our leader is in. So this Tooligan at the moment is in 4th, and he's coming down Conrod, about to enter the chase. So it'll be interesting to see where he comes out.
He's on mediums too. Interesting decision.
His last lap was a 2:01.8 on mediums. So he is flying. He's clearly doing a short stint on mediums here, and using the fuel up as a result. But he mustn't have filled up either, because he's only got just over half a tank, and he's only done 2 laps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be
Just going to
doing...
do the 7.
Yeah. So there they come out. Heavy comes out now. Tooligan's jumping.
He's checked out.
He has, and by a significant margin too.
Yeah, the Heavy's a full tank. Tooligan doesn't.
Yes.
So nearly 6 seconds ahead of Heavy haulers at the moment. So Heavy is on softs and with a full tank. So let's see how much ground he can make up over this next stint. At the moment, he's chasing down Soul Slayer, who's also on softs, but Soul's done 3 laps on these things. Sorry, he's done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 laps. So this is his 6th.
Yeah. Just on the battle for 7th, Viper was about half a second off Viking before Viking went into the pits a lot early. And now, Viper's just come out of the pits and he's 1.8 behind Viking. So
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, well, Viper's
extra
filled up
fuel-
too, so...
the extra fuel that Viking saved heading into the pits has really helped him. Plus the
Yeah, look,
undercut.
It shows how much of a benefit that can make. But
Yeah.
leading the race at the moment is Kingston, and he's 9 seconds clear. He'll be coming into the pits this lap, but have we got a card there for Kingston, Ando, we can have a look at?
Yeah, why not? Let's have a look at this one. We've got the Holden Commodore, driven by the legendary Brocky at Bathurst. He's going with the year of his birth, 1983, as the reason for using that livery. So,
I believe that was the last of the big bangers, that one, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
the old VK Commodore, was it? I think back in the day, VK.
They had big wheel arches, big bonnet scoops, big rear wings. Everything was big about those things.
Yes.
So that gives the lead of the race now to Tooligan in the Jaguar with, guys, look who's in second, Soul Slayer. So the Flat Out Racing, the sole Flat Out Racing representative in this race, has really put in some great performances in that Subi this year. Has often mentioned that he lacks straight line speed in the Subi, but geez, he's making up for it, and certainly is a better driver than he rates himself.
Yeah.
But Heavy Haulers, and I forget the gap between him and Soul as he came out of the pits, but at the moment Heavy's 4 seconds behind Soul, and I think that's about where it was when he came out of the pits. So that gap holding steady at the moment. Heavy Haulers not able to make massive inroads just yet.
I've just been watching that gap from Heavies to Tooligan these last few laps, and Tooligan on the mediums has actually increased it by a second, nearly a second and a half.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Tooligan
okay.
is
Not fuel
flying.
saving. And,
No, he is.
And just going for it, yeah.
Yeah, he's revving the ring out of that Jag, and we know that thing flies when you rev the ring out of it. So, and he's just gone blue. Now he's coming through the last sector. He's gone blue. So into the chase. This could be his fastest lap of the race here.
That's it.
Can he get Murray's right?
Pressure
Really
point
freaking
is-
hard.
Braking.
Murray's
Oh,
Yeah,
bit slidey.
it doesn't.
that Aston is a bit slidey around here too. Oh, just misses out. Yeah, just misses out. So Soul Slayer still with the fastest lap of the race at 2:02.8. And he's only 2.6 seconds behind Tooligan. So he is making ground on our leader at the moment, and he should be. He's on soft tyres, but yeah, certainly showing that Subi, while it might be lacking straight line speed, put it in the hands of someone who can drive, and he can make it hum around this mountain. And he's actually breaking away from Heavy Haulers. That gap is out to 5 seconds now.
Perhaps
So-
Heavy's just dropping off a bit in the pace, because Tooligan's gapping in on mediums.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe he had an issue that we've missed on the stream, because his last lap was 2:04.
But yeah,
Mind you, and looking at his previous stint, that's about where he's at too. So
yeah, exactly.
these other guys have just upped the pace now as the race goes on.
Yeah,
What's a
Reckon he's on a
Renegade?
three-stopper?
Oh, he could be.
Is he going to do longer stints, maybe?
He did 11 just then.
Well, he's got a lot more fuel than anyone else. So look, that's certainly a possibility. And he did 11 laps in his first stint. So
It's not quite enough for a three-stopper, though. You know, he's going to have to do a couple of 13-lap stints now.
no, well, I don't know how your math works out, Ando, but if he does 11 lap stints, that's a three-stopper.
11, 11,
Yeah.
11, and then he'll have to
Yeah,
do
that's what he
10 on the
thought.
medians.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Viper's right up on the back of Viking, yeah? In 5th and 6th.
Yeah, those guys are really close. So Viper is right in the slip of Viking Racer at the moment, and certainly has a lot more fuel than Viking Racer too. So if he can stay there, he could make a big jump in the pits, a big gain.
Do we think Viking's gonna try hold Viper up for Renegade to their teammates?
No,
Well,
surely
yeah.
not. Fang will just save fuel behind him, so it won't really amount to much, will it?
True.
Yeah, I wouldn't think he'd be holding him up. He'd be running his own race at this point, but certainly looking at their lap times, Viking Racer's doing 2:05s. Viper's Fang, his last one was a 2:05, but he's been doing regular 2:04s, so Viper's Fang just maybe quicker here, but geez, it might be worth him saving some fuel behind him. He's gone purple through the first sector too.
Yeah, come on, Fang. Hopefully he realises this, and it clicks to him that he's got to get round Viking. As Viking goes a bit wide.
Oh! Big moment through the cutting there, but holds it and holds the position.
Great save, great save. So easy to lose it through there.
So, I don't know about you guys, but when I see a Jaguar with that livery, I think of the Kevin Bartlett Jaguar that rolled at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Was that the
Hopefully not
Camaro
today.
at out of Griffin's Bend?
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely
Channel 9 Camaro,
right.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't a Jaguar at all. It was a Camaro.
Oh, God. Early onset dementia.
Yeah, I'll tell you. All right, let's change the subject here. Let's our next driver. Let's look at Soul Slayer. He's driving the Chickadee livery of. Geez, the name escapes me now.
Alan Grice?
Alan Grice. Yeah. Let's bring up his card, Ando, and learn some more about that one.
And that's another VK Commodore from the mid-80s, driven by Graham Bailey and Alan Grice at Bathurst. Privateer outfit beat out the more fancied rivals and won Bathurst in 1986. Do you remember that?
Yeah, look, Gricey was an absolute legend of Bathurst and a legend in Australian touring car racing in general. I had the good opportunity of meeting him in Townsville, and I believe his grandson was racing the 86s up there, so I'm not sure how good he went, but Gricey, of course, was a member of Parliament as well, and famous for wearing the Akubra and was known as Akubra Owl.
There you go, and a great go at replicating that livery too, I must say. On the Rex, that Chickadee livery looks awesome, yeah.
Yeah, look, Soul Slayer is another one of the, let's call them artists in wheel to wheel. When they do these liveries, they must spend hours doing them. It would take me forever to do something like that. But these guys just seem to be able to punch them out.
Yeah.
It's a talent.
And Soul Slayer, and while we're on it too, he's in second place at the moment, so really fighting back after his early hiccup. He'll be pitting this lap though. He's gone red, so his last pit stop was lap 6, so he's got 10 laps done on these softs.
Not bad.
Hooligan might be in this lap too though, will he?
Yeah, he's in the red. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, our first two cars will both be pitting.
Yep, and they'll both be on softs for the rest of the race.
Oh,
So
and Soul does.
a one-on-one battle.
Soul has just a little bit more fuel, so with a 2-second gap between them, that'll be interesting to see how they come out of the pits.
Yeah.
So Tooligan with 2 litres, Soul with 5 left.
Yeah, it's about half a second.
Heavy
probably
comes
won't.
down to take the lead.
And that, of course, gives the lead back to Heavy Haulers now, who is running on barely worn softs with just over half a tank of fuel. Geez, he's managing his tyres well.
Yeah. Well, he's just done his PB on his, 6th lap of the stint.
Wow.
He's
So-
just
Yeah,
gotten into
and
the
he's gone
groove.
blue again. He's gone blue again. So this could be an even faster lap.
He's just
in
had
the
clear
rhythm.
track for a while, and that allows you to get get your groove on, doesn't it? Just get into that groove
sure
and
does.
start setting some good times.
Yeah, and then, look, he is nailing the lines too in that Merc. As we watch him go around, he is centimetre perfect at the moment.
Yeah, there's not much sliding going on, so those tyres will be loving it. And he's staying out of the wall, using all the track. So he's doing everything right, really.
So you would think he would do another, if this is, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is his 6th lap. He's got another 6 laps easy, the way he's saving the fuel.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, he's definitely doing 11 lap stints.
Yeah. Tooligan come out in 6th, 29 seconds off the lead.
Oh, and Sol is now in the slipstream of Tooligan.
He's right there.
So he's made up 2 seconds in that pit stop. And neither of them, Sol is not short fueled, so that's the difference in saving fuel there. So really well driven in that second stint by Sol. He's got right up on Tooligan, who is effectively our either race leader or at least second place. So great comeback from Sol during that second stint. Now these guys are chasing down Viking Racer too, who still has quite a few laps left. But looking at their lap times, they are only another, half a lap to a lap away from getting up on the tail of this guy.
Yeah. Renegade's in the groove too. His last 5 laps has been within a 10th or 2.
Yeah, very consistent. So Renegade has, who was the other person in the championship hunt with Renegade?
Viper.
Who is 12 seconds behind him at the moment. And
championship leader.
His quickest lap of the race was lap 16, but his last few laps have not been as consistent as Renegade, hence the gap that's growing now.
Yeah. And Renegade has run his mediums already. Viper has not. So that's something to watch.
Yeah, so Renegade in the hot seat here for the DIV4 Championship.
Maybe.
Unfortunately, the other protagonist in that fight had the disconnect, so unlucky Packer, unlucky mate.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. So this will certainly be a drop round for CS Packer. So the way the point system works in Wheel to Wheel, it's certainly not over and out for CS Packer, because everyone has to have one drop round. And certainly a 0.1 would be an ideal one, because you're not losing any points.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much. But you'll have to count one of his lower scoring rounds now, unfortunately. So that's the drawback.
CS Packer's 8th best is 167. Vipers is 184, and Renegade is 118. So Renegade certainly looking to improve.
Well, Renegade has to get 250 points as a minimum, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, that's a tall ask. It's a big ask.
It's about 35th, 40th overall in race results.
Yeah, he needs to beat Vipers convincingly.
Kingston has outbraked himself coming into Murray's, and he's about to get swamped by 3 cars. He's in 4th there at the moment.
Look at this. So slow on that. He's better off it. 2 positions, 1 mistake.
Guys, I know Soul Slayer's in my team, but geez, he's running a good race at the moment. He's been able to climb back from that early mistake, and he's following these high-power cars around now, so he's getting good slip, and he's really able to make some ground. Up the inside of Kingston through Griffin's Bend.
Yeah, I agree.
He's looking racy.
He is looking good.
Yeah, look, he's going. Keep it straight, son. Keep it straight. He's going to be looking really good towards the end of this race, I think.
Yeah.
He's very scaly, that Rexy, isn't it? You've got to really be careful applying the power.
Yeah,
Oh,
into the
absolutely.
turbo.
But mid-corner speed and braking, it's just pretty OP.
Well,
As
we
you
saw
can
him at
see, look,
Fuji. Oh,
look
he's
at
making
this.
a move on Viking Racer now
Look
into
at
the
that.
dipper and does it.
Does it?
That is
He's gone
unreal.
around the outside into the dipper. What a move.
Go for a replay of that one if you
Yeah,
want.
Yeah, let's
Yes,
show
please.
that one again.
Oh, it didn't
That was
capture.
awesome.
For fuck's
sorry,
sake,
guy.
Endo.
Oh,
And yes, sir.
I pressed the key, it just didn't work.
Have a
Oh,
go.
don't tell me the
Jeez.
replays have quit on me.
So he's still, Soul Slayer's still in the slip of Tooligan now in that Jag as they head down Conrod, and that's exactly what he needs. So I don't want to sound biased, but geez, I'm on the Soul Slayer bandwagon tonight. Sorry, he's not Soul Slayer anymore. He's the driver formerly known as Soul Slayer.
Yes.
Nah, he's certainly having a great race. But I can't cheer him on. That's all.
Tooley's going down. Tooley's going down.
Nah, Tooley's hurt. Big boost for Sharp. Don't miss the boost.
But both of these guys are at the moment showing what wheel to wheel is all about. Certainly in these 43 lap races, they're wheel to wheel. They are bumper to bumper. They are putting the pressure on each other and both responding with great driving. And Soul's gone purple through the first sector.
He's using that slip to great advantage.
Well, Tooligan is a tow truck driver, isn't he?
Is he
sure
actually?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Tooley's towing services, look at that.
That's why he's made up in our team.
I heard he's been carrying your team, so that sort of makes it up. Makes
He really has.
sense now.
He said his back's been getting a bit sore from carrying all of us. Poor bastard.
So let's go to another card. Who have we got next in line? We've done heavy haulers, Viper's Fang, Tooligan, Soul Slayer, Kingston it. What about Viking Racer? Have we got one for Viking Racer there, Endo?
Yeah, mate, I think he's the next in line. Here we go. He is sporting the Holden VZ Commodore driven by Jason Richards in the V8s. It's a livery from 2005 era. And obviously Jason Richards, JB Wing Cup, started 7th and finished 2nd in the race in 2005. So yeah, one of the more recent liveries compared to most of the other guys in the race tonight.
Looks good.
Yeah, still
Also
good effort.
looking this bit.
Really
Yeah,
good
the
effort.
Dodo liveries did look really good, those. And
Yeah.
since the tobacco companies were banned from advertising in motor racing, the communication companies, Telstra with MobileNet, Dodo, Vodafone, those guys really stepped up and supported the industry.
Yeah. The barrel for third's still on here. So within 3 tenths. He just went 1.5 tenths purple this lap. So can
Yeah.
we finish it?
Sol will be very happy to sit behind that Jag.
Yeah, how's his
Yeah.
fuel state? He's probably just
Slightly better.
Yeah, he's got a bit
Slightly
more than
better.
Tooligan. It's not significant, but he has got a bit more. And remember too, they both pitted on the same lap, so he would jump if they pitted now. He would certainly jump in.
Yeah. His tyres are slightly worse compared to Tooligan's.
Oh, and he's gone purple through that sector.
Oh,
So Soul Slayer with the
Sorry,
fastest
sorry.
lap of the race at the moment, he could beat that again.
Yeah.
I wonder
Right,
if he
things in
knows.
this, right?
Does Sols know that Tooley's got to run his medium still? Oh no, what am I
No,
saying?
he
He already
wouldn't.
has.
No.
No, they have. He
Yeah,
has.
it has.
Yeah, this is a an all-out race to the end with these two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same strap,
absolutely.
Same
So
tyres. Yep.
26 seconds behind Heavy Haulers, who is still one pit stop less than these
Well,
guys,
yeah.
but
He's making the move. Tooligan,
Oh.
Tooligan concedes. Good move, so. Great move.
Yeah, well done, Sol, into a podium position. So while we're at, I honestly didn't expect there to be a move. I thought Soul Slayer would be happy to follow him around, but maybe Tooligan was a bit slow for him and he's decided, no, I'm going to lead this group. Now, Viking Racer in 6th place has just gone into the pits. So he will be changing his tyres and filling up. But while we're doing this, we're at the halfway mark, Ando. Let's cut to a commercial break while we can.
Sure. All right. We'll be back in a second, guys. That was our friends at Future Studios for all your urban streetwear needs.
Well, thank you for your support, Urban Studios. We really appreciate it. Well, we're back with the action now, and we're just talking about Sol and Tooligan before we left. Sol has now stretched out a 1.1 second lead and is in the slipstream of the next guy in front, Viper's Fang. So certainly looking to push up that leaderboard.
He's
Rusty
moved on
sandwich.
from one. Yeah, Rusty sandwich. That's he's just messing with all the Rusties.
So
Heavy's
flat out Racing's got one. Oh, Heavy Haulers is in, yes. Viper's
And
Fang will be
Viper.
in this lap as well. So that
Yeah.
will hand the lead of the race to Soul Slayer.
So,
So Viper's Fang will peel off here and into the pits. Yes, he will. He has. So let's see where Heavy Haulers, when he comes out, he's fueling now. Tyres are done.
let's see.
He was about
Tooligan's-
26 seconds ahead. I don't think that's enough to maintain the lead. Soul Slayer's passed the
No,
pit
Soul
exit, and
Slayer.
so has Tooligan. So Heavy Haulers
What
will
about
come out
Kingston?
in either third or
Kingston-
fourth. Kingston
jumped
is.
in too.
Oh, they've come out together. Oh, they are together, literally.
They're inside each other.
Wow.
Use protection.
Jumped on
That's
board with
not
the wrong car there, guys. Sorry, I should have jumped on board with Kingston.
He was really giving it up the rear end of Heavy Haulers there. He was right
Yeah.
inside him.
He was in deep.
Yeah,
Really
I,
deep.
myself and the viewers were looking out of the rear end of Tooligan's car, thinking that Haulers would come out not far behind him, but he was way back.
Yeah. I'm surprised at that.
So Kingston, it doesn't have too many laps left in those tyres or in that fuel. So I would imagine he's going to drop off the pace. And yeah, look, he's already out of the slipstream. So Heavy is now 10 seconds behind Sol. So
On
he'll be
mediums.
looking to run him down now. And yeah, he's on medium tyres. So this will be his slow stint here. So this is an opportunity for Soul Slayer and Tooligan to really put some space between them and Heavy Haulers, provided they don't fight with each other. And at the moment, there's no opportunity because Soul's 1.5 seconds clear.
Yeah. So Viper has come out 17 seconds behind Renegade, his championship rival. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there.
Well, they're clearly running different strategies too, because Renegade's on half a tank of fuel. Mind you, he did short fill at the last stop, didn't he?
Yeah,
Which
but
was lap 17.
if you look at
so-
his tyres,
His tyres look
definitely-
fantastic.
yeah.
He's barely used his tyres, but he's used half a tank of fuel. Well, he only has half a tank of fuel left. Oh, I'm getting the yellow flag in front of him. Who's? Oh no, it was Kingston into the pits. So the story of the race so far is certainly Soul Slayer with an early incident and then coming back to claim the lead, but on an alternate strategy to Heavy Haulers, who at the moment is 10 seconds behind the lead, but may be able to do this race with one less pit stop. So let's get off the fence here, Tombo, and let's, we're at halfway mark, just over. Let's make a prediction. Who's going to win this thing?
I also think Sol is in the box seat. 2 seconds and gaining on tourism. Sol lap times. He's had a good fight back from that incident. I think this is Sol's. Or tourism's. I think it's in the balance.
Yeah, it's certainly one of those two. At the moment, you would, if you were going to flip a coin, you'd hope it lands on Soul Slayer's side because he is showing better pace than Tooligan. They're very consistent at 203s and 204s. Heavy Haulers is around the 204s to 205s, so he's a second or so slower than these guys at the moment after showing really good early pace. He's settled into this groove that certainly suits him. And the Merc, and clearly going to be doing one less pit stop than the other guys, but pit stop costs you here, what, 30, 35 seconds?
Yeah.
So
that's with a full refueling though, so...
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably
So at
won't
the
be that
moment,
much.
he's only 12 seconds behind the lead. Oh, geez, it's going to be close, isn't it? So you go 24 seconds time loss by the end of the race. And an extra pit stop for the other guys. It's really going to be a nail-biting finish.
It might be.
Yeah.
Yep, it might be close still. It's, the key
And
for
I don't think we
Haulers
can-
obviously is he's just got to try not to be too much slower than a second a lap slower. You know, if he's any more than that, then he's going to be in trouble.
And I don't think we can discount Renegade either in fourth. He's 6 seconds behind Heavy Haulers, but he is consistently a second a lap quicker than the three guys in front of him.
Wow.
Yeah. And
he's gone purple.
And he's within the pit stop range. And, oh yeah, he said that, so only 17 seconds back from the lead.
Yeah, he is.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Viper's Fang, being the other championship contender for Division 4, is nearly 19 seconds to the rear of Renegade. So that is a massive points difference between those two at the moment.
Yeah. Sure is. It's going to be a nail-biting finish to this championship.
But Viper's
Well,
Fang
even-
doesn't need to beat Renegade. And Renegade needs to
No.
beat Viper's Fang, and he also needs to score 250 points, so he has to really go for it and
Yeah.
get the fastest race time he can.
Yeah.
Well, he's certainly doing that. He's averaging, you know, a second or 2 seconds a lap quicker than Viper's Fang at the moment as well. So Renegade is certainly in the hot seat, and he's the one that's showing the pace at the moment in that Vodafone Corvette. And speak of the devil, do we have a card for Renegade, Endo?
Yep, he certainly do. He is repping the Ford FG Falcon driven by Craig Lowndes and Jamie Whincup in Bathurst in the early 2000s, and obviously the 888 Vodafone Ford livery, very iconic, quite a successful duo there, weren't they?
Yeah.
Very
I did the
successful, those
three-peat-
guys.
Three-peat at Bathurst in that livery.
Yes,
888 did.
indeed.
Was that the car? Was that the car that won the very first Peter Brock Trophy, or was it the Better Electrical?
That was better electrical.
It was the Better Electrical, was it? Yeah.
But
Okay.
Vodafone won 789. So,
I've got to say too, as a Ford fan, I was really disappointed that 888 fought so hard. And when they finally got to the front of the field, they switched to Holden.
yeah. Yeah.
No
So
loyalty.
our
No.
leaders were just in. Trillium's only out about 2 seconds behind Solskjaer. Solskjaer a bit more fuel, about 6 litres more than Trillium. And Viper is sandwiched between them.
Yeah, we missed that pit stop. Yeah, so Soulslayer is actually just over 3 seconds ahead of Tooligan.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so, and 23 seconds behind Heavy Haulers. So at the moment, this strategy still proving to be the extra pit stop and the extra pace still proving to be the better strategy at the moment. So,
Definitely.
but we still have 17 laps to go. So this, even a 43 lap race at Bathurst is the same as a 161 lap race at Bathurst. What you have to do is buy your ticket to the front of the field during the last stint. That's what it's really all about.
That's it. That is it.
Unfortunately, we don't have, well, I say unfortunately, I don't know if it is, but we don't have pace cars in Gran Turismo, and not sure if we'll have pace cars in GT7, but that would certainly add an extra element to race strategies here.
Yeah. But we haven't needed it tonight. It's been pretty clean, really.
It has, yeah. We've had a couple of incidents, but nothing that's caused any carnage.
No. Good to see.
No, that sand down at the chase there is completely pristine still, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still virgin.
No need to
Virgin
rake
sand.
at all at this stage.
Raked.
Oh.
A little golf terminology there.
Yeah. In the swale.
Got to rake your bunkers, Tombo, you know that.
Yeah, mate.
You're in
So
there.
at the
Dave.
lead, at the head of the race, Heavy Haulers is just banging out mid 204s every lap. He is very consistent in the 204s. We've got Renegade, who's banging out 203s, mid 203s every lap, so it's bringing him down by a second a lap at the moment.
He's in this
And we've got Soul Slayer, who's doing sort of low 204s to mid 203s every lap, so he's making ground. Or you could say he's making ground on Renegade, and Viper's Fang, who's doing 205s and 204s every lap. So different strategies providing different pace, but I'm sure they're all going to come together at the 43 lap mark, and we're going to have a hell of a battle over the last 4 or 5 laps here.
Oh, yeah.
Will be.
And we can't discount Tooligan either, who is in 5th place, who's doing, he's banging out high 203s and low 204s every lap, so showing really good race pace there as well.
Definitely. 2 teammates too, in 4th and 5th. That could help in the back end of the race.
Yeah, look, it's really, at the moment, without any pace cars, it's really a race amongst the top 5 that are on the track at the moment, because there is a significant gap back to Viking Racer, who is in 6th, and he's got significantly less fuel than Tooligan. Renegade is in the pits, so our second place driver is in the pits with 2 litres of fuel. He'll be filling up. Let's see where he comes out. He's 15 seconds ahead of Soul Slayer.
Can we jump on board with Viper, the championship contender?
Sure.
See where he comes out in 3rd.
He's just going into turn 1 now.
No, he's jumped in.
He's jumped him easily.
Easy.
Tooligan's jumped him. Viking Racer, who's coming around Murray's and under the super cheap bridge.
Could be tight.
He should jump him as well.
Renegade's out now.
He hasn't filled up. He's only got 86 litres. So
Again.
he's come out ahead. So once again, he hasn't filled up.
I don't.
So this is clearly a deliberate thing from Renegade. That's 2 pit stops in a row where he hasn't gone full fuel load. So clearly not a glitch. It's a deliberate thing.
Perhaps one of the damn racing boys in the chat can fill us in.
Yeah, I mean, he's got, what's he got? 15 laps to go, 16 laps to go. So 8 lap stints.
Yeah.
Doesn't require a full tank, I guess, does it?
No, it doesn't. So he's clearly got 1 pit stop to go. Tooligan has 1 pit stop to go. Viper's Fang has 1 pit stop to go. Soul Slayer has 1 pit stop to go. And I would say Heavy Haul, everyone. So the top 5 all have 1 pit stop to go. As at Viking Racer as well, 1 pit stop to go, but he's 40 seconds off the lead. Renegade's 36. Tooligan is 22 seconds off the lead. Viper's Fang is 20 seconds. Soul Slayer is 18 seconds. So heavy haulers at the moment, this strategy of the fewer pit stops but slower race pace showing to be at the moment, the winning strategy, because he's 18 seconds in the clear with everyone only having one pit stop left.
Yeah, but they will be catching him. So, you know, how many laps is he going to have to do on his last stint? 11?
Well, yeah. Well, he's doing his medium stint now. So, will he do 10 laps on his mediums, or will he do 11, and then if he's only doing 10 laps on his last stint with soft tyres, he'll actually be able to use a bit more fuel and go a little bit quicker in his last stint. So it'll be interesting to see whether he pits at lap 33 or lap 34.
Yeah, I mean that's a comfortable lead though, 17 seconds. You know, that's. He'd be feeling pretty confident right now, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, he's got enough fuel to go beyond lap 33 and lap 34 even.
Right.
So he
And
could
he's on
go.
mediums too.
So if we said the Merc at qualifying pace could do 8 laps, then he could potentially go to lap 35 on the fuel that he's got, because he's got nearly half a tank still.
His pace on the medium's not too bad. They're gaining on him, but not hand over fist.
No, that's right, and he can let them catch him, because if all he has to do is 8 laps on soft tyres, and he can go at qualifying pace, then they will not be able to keep up with him.
No. Especially since he put it on pole. Clearly, he has the pace.
6 laps to go till lap 35, and 16 seconds lead. You know, he can let them catch him by 2 to 2.5 seconds a lap here. And if he pits at lap 35, fills his tank up, puts on soft tyres, he will be bringing it home on a flyer.
Yeah, well, tell us what lap time he does this lap round, and then tell us what Souls does as well.
So he's done a 204.5. Soul Slayer's coming into Murray's now. He's hit the apex perfect, got a great exit, and crossing the line with a 203 flat. So 1.5 seconds quicker on that last lap.
Yeah, that gap's down to 15.8 now, so he's eating into it.
Well, heavy haulers can afford to lose between 2 and 2.5 seconds, so 1.5 seconds a lap might not be enough. I mean, this is assuming that heavy goes to lap 35. If he doesn't go to lap 35, he can't give up that much. He can't give up 2 to 2.5 seconds.
Yep, now's the time in the race where little mistakes are going to creep in as well, so the boys are going to have to just keep it clean. Keep it tidy, keep it out of the wall.
Half an hour left, an hour done.
No grass cutting excursions.
Lose the focus a little bit.
I'm just watching Soul in second place across the top of the mountain, and he has got that Subi absolutely humming. He is right on the ragged edge with that thing.
Yeah.
Comes down into the dipper now and through the S's. Here's the tricky part, and nails it perfect. Wow. Yep. That gap is shrinking to heavy haulers in front of him. He's making big ingrounds. So it was 16 seconds. It's now in the low 14s. Viper's Fang is only 4 seconds behind Soul Slayer, but he's going slower. He's a good second.
Staying with him.
Yeah, he's a good second behind him. Tooligan in the same livery, who's only 1.2 seconds behind Viper's Fang and closing. Certainly Viper's Fang, Tooligan and Renegade have got their work cut out for him at the moment.
Renegade's nearly 2 tenths up on his previous best, so perhaps putting the foot down a bit, seeing if he can get back into contention.
Yeah, his last lap was a 203.9.
Yeah.
His best lap is a 203.2.
And he was 2
Let's see what he
up.
does this time. He's done his best lap, 203 flat. So best lap of the race at lap 30.
That's an intent. That's
So
an
he's certainly not
intent,
certainly not slowing down at the moment.
Yeah. Before the last pit stops and before things heat up, Sombo, what do you think? We had some Milo awards to give out, did we?
Yes, ladies and
do you think
gentlemen, the Milos are back. We
I
had
forgot
them
about the
last season.
Milo Awards. Are
But
they called the Milo Awards still, or should we call them the Cereal
Yes.
Awards?
Oh, we're
No,
going to call them the Milo.
no.
There's the Milo tin there, folks. If you are named as an award winner tonight, that is the trophy you will be receiving. The esteemed Milo trophy.
All right, let's run
Absolutely.
through them, Tombo. What have we got?
Alright. So, best gift poster. For a second year in a row, Dipman. Dipman well and truly.
Yes, he's
Deserves that.
definitely the legend of the funny gift, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's not a meme he doesn't know, folks. He's prolific.
Yeah. Luthera's biggest fan is Mrs. Stefto. Thank you, Mrs. Stefto, for all your support all season. It's been great.
What was that award for, Tombo?
Best Luthera's biggest fan.
The
Is
biggest
Mrs.
fan.
Stefto.
Non-racing
Yeah.
member.
Non-racing member.
Honourable
I think
mention
Wheel to
to,
Wheels
to, to Super Dragon.
Isn't Wheel to Wheel also her dating site?
It is, that's true.
Speaking of
Hey,
dating
look.
sites,
Yeah.
Yes,
Zeddy is looking for a man.
what is it? Zeddy wants a wife.
Zeddy.
If there are any ladies out there that are hunting down a husband at the moment, Zeddy wants a wife. So get in contact with us through our Facebook page. And look, he's a good-looking chick. He's a good-looking rooster, Zeddy. So you could do worse.
yeah. And
Well,
speaking
fellas.
of dating sites, there was another dating site award, wasn't there, mate?
Yes. Best Tinder stories. Goes to you, Devil. Devil
Absolutely.
Devil
Absolutely.
percent on.
Yeah, as soon as you
This
said
man-
that, I knew that.
This man
Oh, keep 'em
is a
coming, Devil.
machine.
Keep them coming, mate. We love your Tinder stories.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Next award.
The most improved. This person has really improved a lot over the seasons. DIV4 last season, slow as hell, cheap as. This season is in DIV1. Of course, that's Uber.
Scooter
Uber
82.
82.
Who would have thought it,
Yeah.
eh? Who would have thought it?
Who would have
That
thought?
he would just break out into Div 1 like he's done. Amazing.
Unreal.
Yeah, the budget
Unexpected.
buy of the season.
Out of nowhere,
Yeah, well
Yeah,
done,
this is
Tombo,
good.
on getting Scooter in your team for this season. Because, geez, you guys have pretty much filled half the lobby of Split 1 with
Yeah.
Scooter in your team as well.
Yeah, thank you. It's been good fun actually. Having four of us in there.
Oh, guys, just quickly, Humane Once
Yep.
has left the room.
Oh dear.
He's fallen
no.
out.
Oh no.
11 laps to go. Let's fingers crossed and pray this lobby holds on, eh?
I hope so. Hope so.
Do we have any more Milo Awards, Tombo, or is that where we're at?
We have two more. So
Alright.
we have the best news story of the season.
Can you
And that
guess?
is-
Can you guess, folks?
Has it got something to do with decals and liveries?
Yeah. Yes.
There you
You
go.
can import
Just-
UVs and
just bef-
decals into GT7.
Who would have
And-
thought?
and just-
Unreal.
Just before we mention the last one, guys, Viking Racer and Viper's Fang are in the pits, and the gap between Heavy Haulers and Soul Slayer has dropped down to 10 seconds now. So Soul Slayer is continuing to bring in that gap by 1 to 2 seconds a lap at the moment.
Wow.
This is going to get interesting.
Sure is.
So let's hear the final award, Tombo.
Last award
Do I need to hear
is
this?
for the best teammate, and that goes to Rusty's Racing for running into each other in Forest Line and at Nürburgring. So once again, we've taken that out. Back-to-back seasons.
I guess you
Yeah,
could call that
that's-
one the Milo Award, couldn't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. That is the most befitting Milo
The
award
Milo
ever.
Driving
Yeah.
Award, yeah.
All right, so let's do a recap now. At the front of our, at the head of our race, we have Heavy Haulers, who is 10 seconds clear of Soul Slayer, and at the
Yeah,
moment,
he pit.
he's pitting. Heavy
Yeah.
Haulers is pitting on lap 33. This will be his final pit stop. So he's done his mediums now. He will be getting on to softs to finish the race. So Soul Slayer will now take the lead once again in the WRX. And in third place, we have Tooligan, who's rounding Murray's corner at the moment, and he will overtake Heavy Haulers, but of course also has a pit stop to make. In fourth place, we have Renegade, rounding Murray's as well in that Corvette, and of course still has one more pit stop to make. Kingston in the Pug, just coming out of the chase and heading into Murray's, still has one more pit stop to make. Viper's Fang coming out of the chase, he's on his mediums and he's done his pit stop, so he should be able to run to the finish. Let's follow Viper's Fang here,
I'm on
and
time.
he's coming through Murray's now. Let's follow Viper's Fang and see if he comes out. Heavy Haulers is out of the pits,
Yeah.
so it's probably not a chance of winning this race now because Heavy is finishing the race on softs and Viper is finishing the race on mediums, so he'll be looking to jump everyone else that hasn't pitted yet. Viking Racer in 7th, just coming across the line now. He's on softs and he's pitted. No more pit stops for him. And Urgent PD, he's on softs and one more pit stop to make. So he's nearly a minute 20 off the lead. So just trying to finish this race with a respectable time at the moment, but going around in 203, 204s. So his overall race pace has actually been pretty good compared to the leader of the race, which is Soul Slayer. He's also running around in 202s, 203s, but clearly Urgent PD has had a few issues because he's a long way off the pace at the moment.
Yeah, shout out to the boys on chat. We've got Scooter82 in chat accepting his award, saying surely he must be the first wheel-to-wheel champion to then go on to win Most Improved Award. He's on it, he says.
I reckon. Yeah, it's the best.
Had some highs and lows, hasn't he?
Well, as we say that, Soul Slayer is in the pits. Tooligan is in the pits. Renegade coming through the chase. He doesn't need to pit this lap, so he can go again.
Yeah.
So Heavy Haulers coming out of the chase. Let's see where Soul Slayer and Tooligan come out in comparison to Heavy Haulers. So
Yeah,
Heavy
he's
Haulers...
He's going to jump them, isn't he?
Yeah, sounds like just pulled into the box. Yeah, Heavy's exiting turn 1.
Well,
Yeah.
Soul Slayer and Tooligan do not need to save the fuel like Heavy Haulers does in this last stint. So they're still not out of the pits. Soul Slayer's out. So Soul Slayer is out now. He's 10 seconds behind Heavy Haulers. He needs to make up about 1.5 seconds a lap, and he's been doing that. He's been doing that over the last couple of stints. So certainly a battle ensuing here between Heavy Haulers and Soul Slayer.
Adam V's called it. He said it's going to be a close finish, so I think we tend to agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Tooligan is 8 seconds behind Soul Slayer at the moment, but he has not had the pace that Soul Slayer is. Sorry, I keep calling him Soul Slayer. He's not Soul Slayer anymore. He has not had the pace that Souls has had. So certainly, I think it's a battle at the moment between Souls and Heavy Haulers.
Yeah, it's
so
Heavy's race to lose. But, Can
Souls continue to make the ground on Heavy that he has been over the last couple of stints? That's really what's going to make up, be the make or break of the race here.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to push, but not make any mistakes. So he doesn't want to over push, does he? But he's got that thing dancing nicely as he just clips the wall into Forest. That's not going to help his cause. If he can just clean up that exit onto Conrod Straight, that's going to help him, I think.
Yeah, look, it's absolutely pivotal that exit out of Forest Elbow there, because it can make or break your lap time. with your run down Conrod Straight. And he's lost nearly half a second to heavy haulers because of that, probably more than half a second now as a result of that.
Renegade's in. The leader is in. That
Oh,
leads
yes,
heavy.
our leader is, yes. So heavy haulers is crossing the start-finish line. He will take the lead here quite comfortably. Soul Slayer just out of Murray's, crossing the start-finish line now.
Will Tourism jump? Renegade.
Soul Slayer's,
probably.
that's his exit lap, so it doesn't count. So Soul Slayer has jumped him.
Can we jump a
Tooligan.
little bit, Viper? It might be
Tooligan will
tight.
jump as well, so Tooligan into third. Viper's Fang will jump as well, so Viper's Fang into fourth. Renegade exiting the pits now and well clear of Viking Racer. So our top 5 cars are set. It's just the order that we may not know about at this point.
Yeah. That's big for the championship. Viper ahead of Renegade. Renegade is on the softs though. Viper on the mediums.
There you go.
Should be interesting.
There's a 5.5 second difference between the two. So you would think Renegade will be able to make the ground up, but will he be able to make the points up? Because he's going to need to get in front of Viper's Fang and put a fair gap between him over what is 8 laps.
Yeah.
He's got to make up 5 seconds and put a big gap between Viper's Fang in 8 laps.
Yes.
They've had a clean race though, so he's got half a chance of scoring around that 250 mark that he needs. But so does Fang. So Fang might be able to score the same.
Yeah, all Fang needed to do was improve on 184.
Yep.
And it looks like he's on to do that. So that should be game over.
Well, outlap for heavy haulers after his pit stop was 201.2. Soul Slayers was 2 flat 0.7. So half a second gain there. But last lap 203.4 for heavy haulers. Soul Slayers 202.8. So just over half a second. So it's half a second is not enough.
No.
Soul Slayer needs to be making more than a second a gap here to get the win.
Yeah, that gap of 10 seconds has remained fairly constant for most of the best part of a lap or more. So he's going to have to find some pace somewhere.
So heavy haulers showed massive pace early on in the race, was able to break away on those soft tyres, settled into a groove, and now showing the pace that he needs. He's just really managing that gap now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done a pretty good race strategically, I must say.
So 9.5 second lead at the moment. He clearly does not have to go as fast as Soul.
Nah.
And both finishing on softs. Fuel is about the same. Soul's tyres are slightly better, but he pitted later.
Yeah.
So it's not significant enough to make a big difference. It really is heavy haulers race to lose here at the moment. So commentator's curse, locked and loaded.
Hey, you remember they go deep into the chase. Don't do that. Yeah, if you're heavy, you're not looking at the gap. Sure, yeah.
Now guys, Urgent PD in last place in 8th. It's just come out of the pits. We got a card for Urgent PD, Ando?
Yeah, I believe so, we do. Thanks for remembering that one. He's running the Penrite Holden Commodore, driven by Dave Reynolds and Luke Yielden at Bathurst in 2017. So this is a really recent one, guys. But yeah, really, really nice livery, that one.
Yeah. That was the year that they were poised to go back to back and Dave Reynolds' foot cramped and I had to make an extra pit stop and lost the race.
Major cramps and blurred vision forcing an extra driver change.
Yeah. Yeah, sad times.
Well, that's what a lot of people don't understand about race cars too is that they don't have air conditioning. So air conditioning costs power. So there's no aircon. That's why drivers run these cool suits to keep themselves cool. But when the cool suits fail, you're sitting in a car that it might be 30, 35 degrees outside, but with the engine heat, it's 50 degrees inside the car. And these guys are rugged up in fireproof, fire retardant outfits, and you can sweat 2 or 3 litres in the course of a couple of hours. So it is very easy to suffer from cramps and dehydration in these race cars, and you don't even feel it coming on because you're so focused on what you're doing that you don't even know that it's happening until all of a sudden your leg doesn't work.
Yeah, Haulers has made a mistake, guys. The gap's down to 5 seconds.
And Soulslayer is
Oh.
up on his PB by 3/10.
So,
Well, that's
Haulers
exactly what Soul Slayer's needed.
He's made a boo-boo
Yeah.
and he's in sight. He can see him now as they come down
And-
Conrod.
And
So-
Soul's purple.
Souls has got
He-
the bit between his teeth, hasn't he? He can
Oh,
taste his
that's good.
finger.
Oh, and he's still purple. He's still purple through that sector. So Souls is on a massive hot lap, and Haulers has had an issue. It is all on here for the race win between these two.
4 seconds.
Guys, we have 5 laps left to go. Let's cut to a commercial break now, the final commercial break of the evening. And then let's follow uninterrupted through to the end of the race.
Right.
Do you own a business needing new equipment? Or perhaps you're wanting a good set of wheels for that shiny new bike license? Maybe you're after that well-earned boat for retirement. Or you desperately need a new car or caravan for those family getaways? Get in touch with Jade Finance today.
And they were our friends at Jade Finance, folks, who I believe Viking Racer has a bit of a affiliation with. One of the races today, it's his son's company, I believe.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
thanks,
hard?
Jade Finance. Is it Viking Racer? You certain about that?
Nah,
Is it Viking?
I
No?
thought it was.
No, I think it's KPL
Heartstopper.
Baseman. Oh, Heartstopper,
Yeah,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
That was
yeah.
Heartstopper,
So-
sorry. I must.
Yeah. No, I met up with him down at Broadbeach and had a couple of beers with him and his wife, and lovely people. His wife very keen on catching Pokemon on her phones for her granddaughters. But yeah, that's where their business is based, down on the Gold Coast and servicing all of Australia, of course. But we might have missed it before we cut to the break. I'm not sure if we caught it on the stream, but Soul Slayer just done the purple lap. He's done the best lap of the race on lap 38 of 2:02.6, and that gap is now at 4.3 seconds to heavy haulers. So, and at 4.1, 4 flat. So he's
Got
done
the
3
exit.
tenths.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's really nailed that exit.
Listen to Ando. He's got Forest Elbow sorted out, folks. He's on
So
a charge.
Soul
just-
Slayer bringing this Subi home on a rocket at the moment, and heavy haulers will be looking at that gap, that ever shrinking gap at the moment, and he will be, the thoughts that are going through his head at the moment will be all of gasp, and Soul Slayer will be looking at it with the red mist in his eye going, I can get this bloke. So different mentalities here at play, and that really does affect you at this end of the race. So we've
Yeah.
got, what have we got? We've got 4 laps left to go and 4 seconds in it.
How are their tyres looking?
Yeah.
Soul Slayers are looking pretty damn good for the amount of laps that he's done. They're actually identical. Yeah, there's nothing in it. There's nothing in their petrol either. So they're equally poised at this stage.
Sprint race to the
And-
end, guys.
Just quietly, our championship rivals have really come close to each other now. It was about 3 seconds when they came out of the pits. Now it's 7/10.
Yeah, so in 4th and 5th, Viper's Fang is half a second ahead of Renegade. So, and Renegade's gone purple through the first sector with obviously the aid of a bit of slip from Viper's Fang there up Mountain Straight. As they come through Griffin's Bend and up to the cutting, oh, there is nothing in it at the moment. These guys, Renegade is right under the wing. I don't think it's 250 points worth of difference at the moment, but Renegade showing the pace over Viper's Fang.
There's pride.
Race
Pride
within the
from
race
the
right
line.
there, folks.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's another one to watch.
Oh, have a look.
Now Souls is down to 3.2 seconds.
Can you do it? What do you think, Devil? Can you do it?
Oh, mate, I really want to back him because he's a teammate of mine, and I think he can do it. It's just about minimising the mistakes at the moment. He's doing 202s. He's doing mid 202s to high 202s, and Heavy Haulers is doing low 204s to mid 203s. So he can definitely do it here.
The last lap it was 4 seconds with 4 laps to go. This lap it's 3 seconds with 3 laps to go. So it's coming down to the wire. He's going to be a slip soon for within a lap, 2 maybe. So he's going to have a lap of slip, I reckon, to make a move.
Heavy Haulers has gone blue through the first sector, so that's his fastest first sector of the race. So he's certainly turned up the pace now. But both of these guys are going to be watching that gap. They're going to be watching it shrinking. And it is ever shrinking, that gap. It's below 3 seconds now, or just stretched out to 3 seconds.
Oh, he gets taily out of the cutting. Oh, Souls is just...
no.
He's
4
just
seconds.
looped, he nearly looped it out of the cutting. Obviously just pushing to the nth degree there, and the Rexy just doesn't like putting the power down out of some of those slow corners, does it?
No, absolutely. When that turbo kicks in, the thing will kick sideways on you. So it mashed out to about 4.5 seconds. So with 3 laps to go, 3.5 laps to go, 4.5 seconds. Look, it can still be done.
Good. He's going to have to rely on a little slip up from Haulers, I think.
Yeah.
Now.
And just quickly, Renegade has passed Viper. So Renegade now looking to push on and make up as much time as he can.
Yeah, he's gapped him too.
Yeah.
1.4.
Well, Viper's on mediums. Renegade's on
course.
Yeah.
So Haulers now 4.5 seconds. Can he keep it clean for 3 more laps?
That's all he's got to do.
2 more laps.
Yep. I'll tell you who's a quiet achiever. Tooligan. Just poking away, 3rd place, nice and consistent laps. Good job, mate. He's doing awesome.
Yep, absolutely. Great drive, Tooley.
Yeah.
We have got a bit of a battle too for 6th and 7th at the moment. Just Kingston in 6th in that pug. He's 1.6 seconds clear of Viking Racer. Viking Racer's tyres are well worn, but he certainly has the chance to make up a late move here if he can keep that Corvette straight.
Something's happened to Viper. He lost 4 seconds that lap to Renegade.
Yeah, he had a 207 on lap 41.
Yeah, it looks like he's lost the best part of 3 seconds. Yeah, he's had a moment, I think.
So I don't know that it's 250 points worth, but Renegade now 4.5 seconds clear. And look, with 1.5 laps to go, geez, his tyres are looking absolutely fantastic. Certainly better than Viper's Fang, so that gap is going to continue to increase.
Yeah. Souls is closed the gap a bit, just under 4 seconds to Heavy.
I don't think it's enough. He needs to make up 4 seconds on the last lap, so we've got 1 lap to go. But even to get up to 2nd place after his early issue has shown great fortitude here from Soul to fight back.
Absolutely. In the CB too. No straight line speed. Just smashing it.
Yeah, look, all year Soul has been saying how hard it is to get a good result out of the Subi, yet every week he goes out and gets a good result in it. So certainly driving that thing the way it should be driven, and getting results probably well over and above what he would expect.
Yeah.
Well, we're starting the final lap now, so Heavy Haulers 3.3 seconds clear. He did lose 1.2 seconds on the last lap to Soul Slayer. So we could still have, if Heavy Haulers makes a mistake here on the last lap, it is still all on.
Let's jump on board with him as he goes across the top for the last time.
Yep, absolutely. So final lap of the race. Let's see what Heavy Haulers can do.
Can he keep it clean? Through Reed Park. Keeps it out of the wall. McPhillamy here, tricky one. He gets mid-track, which is a good ploy. Nice and conservative through there. In the skyline now.
Down to 3 seconds. So half a second Soul's made up through that section.
Gets it through the dipper just as they run down to Morris for the last time.
The last
Can he hug
tricky
it tight? He manages to keep it fairly tight. Gets the exit he wants. As he looks in the rear vision mirror now, and Souls is best part of 3 seconds behind him still.
He's turning sheds out.
Yeah, 2.7. He's made up good ground on that lap. It's just not enough. He can see him in the distance.
Yeah,
but it's
if
just
he didn't
not
have that
enough.
mistake in the cutting a few laps ago,
Yeah,
would have been all
absolutely.
on. Gets it out of the chase nicely. One more corner to go, folks.
So Heavy Haulers crossing the line for the Split 4 win of our grand final. Well done, Heavy Haulers, a masterful strategic race. Soul Slayer in second place, what a great comeback. Tooligan will bring it home third as he brings it around Murray's now.
He'll be stoked with that podium, won't he, Tombo?
Yeah.
Yeah, very happy with
He's
that.
had a bit of a rough season, but that makes it a little better.
Flat out racing with the win over Rusty's. Renegade crossing the line in fourth. Viper's Fang around Murray's now. He'll bring it home in fifth. Kingston just exiting the chase and heading through Murray's. I don't know if that background conversation's coming through on the stream, but well done Kingston. He's brought it home in sixth. Viking Racer in seventh place in the Dodo Corvette, and Urgent PD. It has clearly had an issue at the start of the race, which put him way back, but he's run some really good lap times. So lap times that would be put him up there, but it's clearly had an issue that we missed on stream, and has set him way back. So coming into Murray's now.
Well done.
Well done, Urgent PD. So there is our race, our final race for Split 4. Heavy Haulers bringing home the win. Souls in second place and Tooligan in third, rounding out our podium for the evening. So well done, Heavy Haulers. The one less pit stop strategy has worked well for him tonight.
Yeah. Well done, Viper, too, on the DIV4 Championship. I dare say that's it.
He might have wrapped it up
there.
with that.
One and done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well done.
There was 8 seconds between him and Renegade. I don't know that 8 seconds is enough to make up 250 points. So certainly, I would imagine Viper's Fang has got that championship in the bag. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for our final round of Split 4 action. Thank you, Tombo, for joining us in comms.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
And thanks, Ando, for doing the visuals. I know it's not an easy job, mate, and we gave you a bit of stick, but thanks for joining us, mate.
Thanks, mate. The streaming gods were on our side tonight. I think that went off without a hitch, so first time for everything.
And to everyone else watching at home, thank you for joining us for our final Split 4 race of the season. And until next season starts, as always, keep the wheels straight and in between the lines.